I'm just working on the fire door. This is the fire door right here. This is required if you're going to have a legal basement apartment. You'll have to have a fire separation between the main floor unit and the basement unit. So this is a solid core door, and there are special requirements for the install as well. You can see we've had to install a screw every 12 inches on the door jamb. You also have to have one 3-inch screw in every single hinge. And also around the frame, behind the casing, you have to stuff it with some Roxol or mineral wool, because it's fire rated as well. One other thing you have to do is the hinges have to be self-closing hinges, or you can put a door closer on the door. I prefer to use self-closing hinges because this is a residential property, and to have a big ugly door closer kind of looks like a commercial unit. So I prefer to use the self-closing hinges. Now the inspector's going to want you to leave the door casing off one side so that he can actually verify that you have stuffed Roxol in there. If you put the casing on, he's just going to show up and he's going to leave. Or you're going to have to pull it off right in front of him. So, and then you're going to have a bunch of nails sticking out that you're going to have to pull out. So make sure you remember to do that. Leave the casing off one side so that he can properly inspect your door jamb and make sure it's properly stuffed with Roxol. Like to do in all of my rental properties is when I'm renovating the bathroom and I'm going to be putting some new ceramic tile down on the floor, I like to get a few extra tile, and what I'll do is I'll cut them up into strips and create a ceramic tile baseboard all the way around the perimeter of the bathroom. That way it's a lot more durable in the wet zones compared to, for example, an MDF baseboard. An MDF acts just like a sponge, and considering that you're going to have grout lines from your new tile floor, that grout line just acts like a trough. If you get out of the shower and there's a puddle of water on the floor, that trough will just direct water directly to the wall right where your MDF baseboard is, and it's just going to soak up that water and swell up, and paint's going to start flaking off, and it's going to look like crap. Wood holds up a little bit better, but it's still not a whole lot better than MDF. So using a ceramic tile baseboard, not only is it a lot more durable and it's a solid, it's attractive look, it matches your floor, but you can grout all the seams, and then that floor to wall transition between the two pieces of tile gives you a perfect spot to run a bead of silicone all the way around the perimeter of the bathroom. So you've got a completely watertight seal. And you're never going to have to worry about any water damage from water running into the wall or underneath your baseboards or damaging the drywall or anything like that. So it's just one precaution that I always like to take in all of my rental properties in the wet zones. Very first cabinet box that I unwrapped, and this is what I find. It's damaged. There's a massive split on the back panel of melamine. That's not a good sign. I certainly hope the rest of the cabinets weren't treated like that one.